Hi friends, I haven't done a video for a while and life has been kind of crazy to be honest. So I thought, you know what, I just need to buckle down. I just need to do it. That's what I've been telling myself lately is just do it. So here I am, I'm doing it. So today I'm just gonna take you along with me. I have to go drop off some artworks and I have a lot on my plate today. A lot of things to get done. I don't know if I'll be recording everything in here, but I thought I'd take you guys along for a little bit of it and you get to see a little bit of the city and hopefully like the subway system, and it should just be fun. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about HugFest and what that is and my experience there. So I hope you enjoy this video. All right, it's time to pack up. I'm going to be taking some of my artwork to Sugar Hill Works in order to have them imaged for printing. So let's start with these ones. I'll pop them in here to take them with me. These are some Harlem row houses that I sketched last year. This is another row house on Lenox Avenue that I really liked. This is a church nearby my house. It's just very charming. I think I'm going to take this one with me. I'm a little undecided if I want to spend the money to have it digitized, but I think I have some ideas for this one. This one is for a client, so we need to get that ready for them for printing. These are some of my other favorites. I'm gonna get this all ready so that I can print it on cards for sale at my pop-ups. And I'll possibly do cards with this one, but I'm thinking to have prints available for sale. And finally, this is actually my house. And I painted this last year with the intention of making holiday cards. Do you think I made them? Obviously not. So now I'm going to take them to have the imaging done. So hey, 2024 holiday card. Better late than never, right? All right. This one I was also debating, but I think I'm going to go ahead and have some prints made of this to also have available at my art shows. I think it's a really cute scenery from downtown. What do you guys think? This one's Sugar Hill Creamery, which is an ice cream shop here in Harlem. I'm going to hold off on this one for now, but it's tempting. I have a few others, but I haven't quite decided yet what I'm going to do with these ones. For now, they'll just sit in my digital portfolio, I guess. All right, well, that's that. I've got everything in here ready to go, and I'm gonna go hop on a bus or a train to go uptown. See you guys then.
connected.
I'm gonna film myself exiting this really old elevator and this pre-war. Whoa! Look, there's a door. You have to open the door when you get off the elevator. How cool is that in this pre-war building? So that's it. When the elevator comes, you gotta open the door yourself. Pretty cool, right? And this nice exposed brick over here. And look at the ceiling tiles. So pretty. Maybe only I appreciate that, but hopefully you guys do too. This is the vestibule. Wait till we get outside, you guys. Like the most beautiful, beautiful homes down the street. Look at this. How gorgeous. Really, really pretty. And these two buildings over here caught my eye. So they're mid-block, but they're built sort of like corner buildings, right? So there's a little space in between. And I'm gonna try to zoom in here. Not that you can see too much behind that gate that goes between them, but I'm almost wondering if those small structures in the back between them were carriage houses at one point in time. I'm sure some historian would know, but it does make you wonder. There are some apartments near my house at that they were at one time a whole row of carriage houses that were then converted into apartments. So pretty interesting. And I wonder what's going on with this one where the whole facade is completely gone. That's rather peculiar. Alright, I have to decide how I'm getting home because I think I'm going to go a different way. Instead of taking the train, I had to switch trains twice, so 3 different trains to get here. And I think I just might take a bus, at least part way back, because the train was not as fast as I expected. I'll back up and show you guys these beautiful buildings too. Really neat. And Sugar Hill Works, where I'm getting my work scanned for printing, is in this building right here. Alright guys, I'm gonna go figure out what bus or train I'm taking next and see you back in a minute. There are just little gems everywhere you turn when you're in New York City. If you're looking for them, you'll find them. How pretty is that? hopefully this is like the right entrance. Okay, yeah. I lied. I decided to take a train, but I'm going to take a different line. Hopefully it's going to go faster. Okay, when I exited the station earlier, I had to walk up all these stairs. And then when you exit the station, there's a whole nother flight of stairs. I was so out of breath. Not because I'm out of shape, but because I recently was diagnosed with anemia and it makes me out of breath. Here's hoping this is faster than the D train, which was painfully slow earlier. Switching trains yet again. Got home the car. Okay, so I'm finally out of the subway, and it's cold now, cloudy. Feels like it dropped like 10 degrees. So for those of you who may have noticed from my footage, I totally missed my subway stop at 125th Street, and I was on the express line. So I ended up at Columbus Circle, unintentionally, obviously. So I decided that from Columbus Circle, I'll just take the red line back. And then I had to switch from the 1 to the 2-3. The 2 train was so slow. We sat at 96th Street for like, I don't know, 5-7 minutes, something crazy like that. like, I still think that even though with all of that time that it took to loop around unintentionally, I still think it actually got me back home faster, or got me back to my Harlem area stop a little faster. And if I seem a little out of breath, I am. I have a little bit of a cold right now, but as I said before, I'm also dealing with a little bit of anemia, and whenever I get active or do anything, I feel totally out of breath. I get tired really easily, so hopefully a couple more weeks of iron supplements will take care of that, and I'll be in good shape. But alright, I'm heading back home now, and dropped off all my artwork to have scans done of them. So I realized I did not eat yet today. I totally forgot, and I think it's right around 1 o'clock now. So probably go home and make a smoothie and have maybe like an hour and a half before I have to leave to go pick up my son from school. Alright, so I'll see you guys again soon. Okay, so I'm home now. Got my smoothie, celery, spinach, banana. That's kind of like my go-to. I like that blend of flavors. And recently I've been adding cacao to my smoothies just to add a little more iron. And of course, ice has to be really cold. All right, so I thought I would do a quick interjection in this video to just mention what I did earlier this week. So on Tuesday, April 2nd, was HugFest. So if you guys don't know what HugFest is, don't worry. This is the first one. It was their inaugural artist market, art celebration. But if you go to my Instagram, you can take a look at my stories, and you can also go to thehug.xyz. If you're an artist, you may be actually, you know what? I will leave a link in this video because that's so much easier. But anyway, I'll leave a link in the video. You can click through. Actually, it's going to be probably like an affiliated, artist affiliated link. So if you click through and you register there, it's totally free, but I'll get a little kickback if you register. Essentially, you can create your own artist profile, and they have a platform for promoting artists, selling NFTs, and very soon they're also going to be selling physical items in their shop. So long story short, I applied to this market just on a whim. It looked really cool, but I didn't know if I would be selected. There were over 550 applicants. They selected 18 artists, and I got in. I was so excited when I got the email that, you know, they sent a contract, and I was like, oh my gosh, I better sign this contract before they change their mind. I like signed it within minutes. So anyway, it was so much fun. It was at the Oculus, which is basically where World Trade Towers used to stand, and now it's like a big shopping mall plaza underground that connects the New York City subway system to the PATH train system. The PATH train system is the train that goes to New Jersey. It's kind of like a short subway to New Jersey. Anyway, at this art market, art fair, art festival, it was really so amazing. The vibe was awesome. There were so many talented artists there. There were artists that were performing live, which was just, yeah, so entertaining, added to the vibe. They had a DJ, and it just felt so warm and welcoming and so positive. I really had a fabulous time there. And I met so many new people, and hopefully that's going to bring me more opportunities. So anyway, definitely go to the website, check it out. You can make an artist profile. It's completely free to make a profile, and then once they approve you, you can start uploading your artwork to your portfolio there. So it's worth the few minutes that it takes to register. So I thought I would just go over really quick the questions that people seem to ask me most at this art fair. So essentially I brought about 30 miniatures with me and had them available for sale, and I sold a few, but I met a lot of amazing people, which I actually value even more than the sales that I made. And the sales that I made, I was so excited because I felt like those pieces were going home to the right forever home. So, okay, I got this question a lot. People ask me, what is your artist's pseudonym? What do you think I said? I don't have a pseudonym. I'm just me. So I just told everyone, yeah, I'm just Sarah Noda. I'm not that cool. I don't have a pseudonym. Okay, so another question I got really often was people were asking if I sell NFTs, and I don't. I haven't gotten into that. I had one lady who was like very insistent, persuasive. She's like, your work is so amazing and you already have a whole entire cohesive collection here. She's like, you need to go put those online as NFTs. So I don't know if that's in my future. We'll see. But for now, I just like creating physical art that people can take home and enjoy and feel like they can afford to own like a real authentic piece of art that's not a print. It's physically touched by the artist, hand painted and signed, which actually brings me to, I guess this is a bonus. This isn't really a question, but because I got asked about NFTs so much, and because a lot of the artists there create digital art, I quickly realized I probably need to start telling people that these are hand painted, like my miniatures. So I started doing that. And then people were like, they kind of look at me and they look at and they're like, really? They would say, really? These are hand painted? And they picked them up and looked closer and they were like in disbelief. So after that, I realized like I started telling everyone that they were hand painted. I think next time if I do like a pop-up like this, I will make sure to have a sign that specifically says, so my sign says original art, but I think I need to be more specific and say hand painted, because essentially people ended up looking at them and thinking that they were like digitally created and then printed. So there's that. Okay, next question. This is probably my number one most asked question. Do you live in New York? Not where do you live, but do you live in New York City? So it was surprising how many people asked me that, but yes, I live in New York City. This is where I live. Specifically, if you're new to the channel, I live in East Harlem. So yeah, that's where I live. And I create a lot of art here in East Harlem because this is my home and I have a special connection to it. All right, let's see here. I'm going to check those off. Oh, so a handful of people, not too many, but enough to make a significant memory for me. People would ask if I use a magnifying glass to paint my miniatures, and the answer is no, I don't. I just paint. Oh, and actually now I have one that I didn't write down that I just remembered. I got this question quite a bit too. People asked what size brushes I use. It seemed like for some reason they just assumed that I use teeny tiny brushes because I'm painting miniatures. So it's not really the case. With watercolor, you need to hold the water and the pigment inside the brush. So my brushes aren't as tiny as you would imagine. Sometimes for certain details, I will use tinier, smaller brushes. More so if I paint with some gouache or add a few gouache touches, because then your brush is physically holding, well, they're always physically holding the paint. That doesn't make sense. But anyway, I hope you get the idea. Like the gouache is thicker, so it holds to like the outside of the bristles, whereas watercolor is wet, so it holds to the inside and you need the watercolor to release. I'm sure you guys all know that. But anyway, my brushes, I often paint with a dagger brush. It's a Princeton dagger brush, which I really love. Because I found that often if I start fairly early painting that, I just figure it out and I can get through the whole painting and never switch my brush. And that's actually about a 1/2 inch wide, which sounds pretty big for a 2" by 3" painting. But because of the shape of this brush, it's angled, so I can get like really, really tiny, fine details with it if I want. And, you know, just turning it different ways on the page, you can get so many different looks to your brush strokes. So that's probably my most used brush, if that answers that question. Let's see here. So then, yeah, well, of course, people asked if I take commissions. I had to sign up for that, but yes, I take commissions. So a few people are interested in commissions. That'll be great if that circles back. And then one interesting question a few people asked, not as many people, but they asked, what is the most challenging part of the miniatures? And at first, I was left a little speechless. I was like, let me think about that. I didn't know how to answer it. I was like, what part is the most challenging? Because I really do try to enjoy the process of creating it. And I feel like sometimes when certain things, if it becomes too challenging, it's almost like not enjoyable, and I'd rather practice something on like a scrap sheet. But anyway, I had to think for a moment, but then I realized what it is, because it is sometimes challenging for me. It's actually the lettering. So when I'm doing miniatures in New York City, it is inevitable. You cannot avoid lettering if you're painting buildings in New York City. It's everywhere. So for prominent lettering in my paintings, I would say that's the most challenging, because it's not just getting the shape of the letters right, it's the spacing, but over time it gets easier. So if you're struggling with that, just keep at it. And actually, leave me a comment if you think I should make a video with tips on, you know, strategies to approach lettering. If I do that, it's not going to be teeny tiny 2" by 3". It's going to be much larger. But I do have a few strategies that I've employed along the way, which over time made me better to just like directly put the letters on, even when they're really tiny. So maybe that would help someone. I don't know. You let me know. What do you think? So yeah, lettering is challenging. And then I'll say one more thing about that. The other strategy too is that you have to pick and choose, especially when your painting is really small. You don't want a lot of prominent lettering in the painting. You just want a little bit to send the message of like what you're trying to say in your painting. If there's buildings with lots and lots of lettering, I mean, really, like tiny brush strokes, like impressions is kind of what you need to do. So a lot of times I end up making brush strokes to give the feeling or the idea of lettering, but I'm not actually lettering, because that would just be way too tedious, one, but also it would be very distracting to the viewer. So yeah, that's my tidbit on that. And just my experience at the HugFest through HUG XYZ. I do wish that I had taken the time to take a video. I kind of regret it. So I promise I'm gonna do better next time. I didn't take any video. Like, a few of my friends were there and they took a little bit of video. The organizers of the event did have professional photographers going around taking photos and videos, so I'm sure you can find tidbits on Instagram if you just search for it, or you go to the HUG XYZ Instagram page. I'll leave a link below to that too. But I should have taken pictures of my table with all my artwork, but you know, it is what it is. It sometimes feels a little overwhelming when you're in the moment. But yeah, that was my day on Tuesday. So now I probably only have about 30-45 minutes before I have to go pick up my son. So I'm gonna finish my smoothie and I'm going to try to work on making a few magnets. Yeah, so maybe I'll tape that for you too. Okay, see you guys. I have this idea to make a few magnets for tonight. I don't know if it's gonna work. I don't know if I'm gonna get this done in time, but this is very much me to like have an idea at the last minute and be like, oh, let's do this. And then just totally run out of time and make myself late. So this may be a silly endeavor, but when I was at HugFest, I met so many like really awesome people and so many artists that I had never met before. And this one artist that I met kind of made an impression on me. He has a really cool style. It was like good energy, and we chatted for a little bit. And he gave me this really cool, I think that it's 3D printed. I could be wrong, but it looks like it. It's plastic. But he gave me this really cool pin. And I was like, wow, that is so nice. Like, I was there selling my artwork. I don't expect anyone to like come up and like give me cool artist merch. That's like amazing. But yeah, I was just so enamored with this. And I was like, wow, what a great idea to have something on you that you can pass on to other artists that make an impression on you. And I think it's probably good for like social media or whatever to like spread the word, spread the awareness of your art. Anyway, so this is by an artist, obviously named Drained Eye. That's his pseudonym. His first name's Jason. And actually, maybe I will leave a link in this video to his Instagram. So you guys should totally go over there and follow him. His artwork, I'll just tell you now, it is not anything at all like my artwork. It's totally different, but I have an appreciation for lots of different styles of artworks. It's a totally different style. It's very like cutting edge graphic, sort of almost like graffiti-ish style. Very colorful. But anyway, he's such a nice guy. You should just go follow him because he's a nice guy. And he lives in Philadelphia. So cool. So anyway, that kind of gave me, he was also giving away these little printed ones too. And he didn't actually give this to me, but another artist who came to look at my paintings had both of these, and he's like, here, I'll give you this one. And I was like, no, but he insisted. So now I have two by the same artist, Drained Eye. So yeah, go check him out. And it gave me a bit of an idea. So tonight I'm going to an art opening, and I thought maybe I could quickly make something with stuff I have on hand as like a little giveaway for anyone I meet at the show that seems interesting or has a good vibe or whatever. Like, just give them something to kind of remember who I am and something that is not a business card. I don't know if anyone else here shares a hate for business cards. I don't know. Maybe this is like the most ridiculous thing about me because business cards are paper and I paint on paper. So what the heck, Sarah? What's the difference? But I don't know, guys. I loathe business cards, and I guess that's just what makes me a quirky artist. When anyone offers me a business card, I'm like, oh, let me take a photo. And I take a photo, and honestly, I don't even think that it's like the waste or like the idea of like extra paper in the world or whatever that bothers me. What bothers me is like, I know what I do with business cards. What do you guys do with business cards? Maybe I just have really bad habits. But when I get a business card, I like put it in my pocketbook and then it like stays there. Or worse yet, I have like this little, it's not a change purse, but it's like a little clip purse where I keep all of my, like my Metro card, my credit card, my health card, like all this stuff. I'll stick it in there. And then one day I'm like, I can't pull anything out of my card pocket, my card wallet, because it's so stuffed. And I'm like, what the heck is in here? And it's like stuff with business cards or receipts or something. I'm just so terrible about it. And so either it gets stuck in my pocketbook or it gets stuck in my wallet card and it just sits there. Like I don't do anything with it. It just becomes clutter to me. So maybe this is like an anti-clutter thing. But I don't know, business cards drive me nuts and I just feel like they're so ancient. I'm like, just follow me on Instagram. Let's not print any more paper, which I understand. It sounds absolutely ridiculous because literally I paint on paper and then sell that. I don't know. It's just different in my mind. You guys tell me what makes sense to you. Does that kind of stuff drive you crazy or it just doesn't bother you? Or are you like a really good A-type personality and you like take that business card home and then you like put a contact somewhere in your computer? I don't know. I mean, yeah. So that's that. That's my complaint for the day. But anyway, so I feel like having something that you can hand out, which I think some people would argue that this is more wasteful. See, this is why sometimes my thinking is just like so backwards. I mean, this is plastic, right? It's probably way worse for the earth. But you know what? I'm going to use this. Like, I'm going to wear this. I even had this crazy idea of like, oh, it's just kind of showing my artistic eccentricity. I don't know what's that word. You guys tell me. Sometimes I have these like weird ideas. So after I got these, I was like, you know, maybe I'm gonna make a sash and I'm gonna pin all of like my fellow artists' art pens on my sash. And when I say sash, I don't know if you guys remember, but when I was a little girl, I was in Girl Scouts and I was a brownie, and you always had, well, you had a vest. Some girls had a vest. I don't think I ever had a vest. I don't think we could afford that. Actually, funny, quick, random story. I was in brownies and I did not have a uniform. I grew up super poor, and that was the last thing my mom would be spending money on is a uniform. Like I barely had matching socks for the week. So we did not have the money for a uniform for Girl Scouts. So I just always didn't have a uniform. And then one day we were at, gosh, I can't remember where we were at, but there was a coloring contest. So I entered this coloring contest, and the prize for it was something like a $50 or $60 gift card to JCPenney's if you win. So as a kid, even, I was really artistic. I used to love coloring and doing coloring contests. It's kind of something I miss. Like, no stores do that anymore. Like, okay, I have way too many of these. We used to do, like, our like, local pharmacies used to always have coloring contests. So anyway, I entered the coloring contest because one of the prizes for that was the gift card to JCPenney. And guess what? JCPenney, they had a catalog, and you could order your Girl Scout uniform out of there. So I did the coloring contest, and fingers crossed, hoped I win, and sure enough, I won. So I was able to purchase my Girl Scout uniform with the gift card that I won from doing the coloring contest. So just like a really happy, positive story. So I was literally thinking back with these pens, like I might like make a sash like the ones that the Girl Scouts wear, you know, that goes like crossbody. It's completely silly. Anyway, let me get going on this project here. But so that was kind of my idea, to do that and then have like a sash like filled with all of these artist pens. I thought that might be kind of cool. I don't know if that's gonna happen. Okay, so here's my idea for today. I have these little cabochons. They're glass, and these are magnet backings. Just pick them up on Amazon. And so I was thinking maybe I will just do something quick. So I use, let's do this right here, this to sign my miniatures. And I don't know if this is gonna work, but my idea was Well, if I did that backwards on the back of these, like, it's not that hard. So I'm going to practice a few really quick. Okay, maybe it's harder than I think. So then when you flip it over, yeah, we're going to have to practice that. Let's see. All right, I have to make like a better S here. My S, no, okay, yeah. It's totally looking like an A. But my idea was to use these acrylic paint markers on the back of the cabochons and do my signature backwards and then paint it and then put the magnet on. I don't know if this is gonna work, but it's worth a try. But I think I need to practice a bit, and then maybe I'll feel confident to go in with a marker. Let's try, let's practice. Okay, so I totally did what I just said. I always do that I was going to try not to do. And I got too preoccupied trying to get my signature right for those little magnets. Yeah, so now I'm running late. Probably like 5 minutes late. It's not a big deal. Usually they get out like 5 minutes before. We have the train back here. The train? Oh, you can't really see it. That was the Metro North going by. Alright, so now I am headed to, well, let me skip over here before the light changes. Honestly, like the bus service today has been terrible. I usually prefer to take buses, but I think I have to jump on another train now to go get my son because the buses are like 15, 20 minutes wait. I can't wait that long. At least the trains over here, the Green Line has been running okay, so can't say as much for the Orange Line or even the Red Line. Alright, so I'm on my way there. Go get my little guy. Oh, see, there you go. There's the Metro North. Southbound train. Alright, guys. Okay guys, so this is embarrassing to admit, but actually I thought I was running late to pick up my son, but basically 3 days a week I pick him up at a different time from school than the other 2 days. So actually I'm a little bit early, like 15 minutes or so I have a little bit of extra time. My high schooler called me asking if I would get him chips. So I got off the train and I'm like, all right, let me go get the kid some chips, because he's had a really demanding school week and he still has like 15 pages of biology homework to finish tonight, and then we have to get all of his summer program applications done, so it's just a lot. So hopefully it makes him feel a little better. Plus the last 2 days have been like kind of stressful for my kids. It's been raining and like transit hasn't been running well. The kids like waited 20 minutes in the rain for a bus to get home. It's just been a mess. So here I am. I'm gonna pick them up something really quick, and then I think I'm gonna go to the Korean bakery next door and get a little something for my little guy, because I'm about to go pick him up, and usually he's kind of hungry when he stays late after school. So here we are. Let's go find something. Okay, This is what my big buddy requested. All right, that's what Big Buddy gets. Special treat for the week. Let's go check out. Okay, actually I changed my mind. I got the larger package for him because I think his little brothers are going to want to eat some of them. Okay, we got the chips, so we're gonna have Happy Little Guy. This is a loaf bakery, and if you are ever in East Harlem, you must come here. They have the most amazing and affordably priced like breakfast croissants and pastries and all that kind of good stuff. This is East 110th Street between Lexington and 3rd Avenue. So, and look at their little, well, they need a little rejuvenation, but their bowling pin door handles are cute. Let's go inside. So it's like 4 p.m. so they're out of a lot of stuff. But if you come here, oh, they're out of like everything I usually get. Let's just see what they have and I'll pick something. I usually get the sponge cake, which is so good. It's so light and fluffy and like barely sweet. And the ham and cheese croissant is really good too. These are all their beautiful cakes. These are strawberry shortcake. They are amazing. They're just like very light and like light texture, but also lightly sweet. Oh, it's hard to see with the glare there. Sorry, guys. But like so delicious. Strawberries, chocolate covered strawberries. You really can't go wrong here. Anything you choose. So yummy. One of the best in the neighborhood. Okay, so wardrobe change featuring my own artwork. Grabbing bakery items for my little guy was the best choice ever. When I picked him up from his coding class, he was extremely grumpy. Extremely grumpy. But fed him, took him to the playground for like 10 minutes. Had a blast with his friends. His friends are still there, so really made a big difference in his attitude, outlook, mood. So now I'm on my way downtown to an art show opening, which is hence the fancier shirt, literally. Same jeans. I just changed my top. I can't be bothered. It's a Thursday. So it's kind of like intense, my schedule today, but I'm gonna head to the subway station, and then I have parent-teacher conferences tonight too, so I am like wedging that in between everything I'm doing. It's crazy. I'm gonna get to the subway station, try to find a quiet spot outside for my first conference, jump on the subway, head down to the art show, and then I think I have another conference in like 25 minutes. So I think I have 4 total, so my plan is to just like pop out the door and have parent-teacher conferences in between enjoying the art show. This is not normal for me, I promise. But today I actually have childcare, and a friend invited me to go to this art show, so I really couldn't say no. So I'm gonna make it work. All right, I'll see you guys at the art show. Bye. Do you guys recognize that? I painted that. That's one of my paintings. Anyway, I don't have any time to waste. What should have been like a 15-minute subway ride ended up being like an hour. We got stuck near 110 on the track. Like, we just sat there for at least 10 minutes, I swear. Maybe longer. Anyway. Alright. Thankfully I had the parent-teacher conference before I got on the train. And worst case scenario, I'll just stay at this event a little later than planned. It goes till 11 p.m. so I definitely was not planning to stay that late. It's way too late. I'm old. I'll be exhausted tomorrow. But anyway, finally off the train and tripping over things on the sidewalk. And on my way to the art opening. See you guys there. Alright, I finally arrived. I'm gonna head inside. I have about 15 minutes till my next parent-teacher conference. But that's okay. I'll just pop out and pop back in.
Excuse me. Sorry. Yeah. No, purse is yours. No, I know, but.
Sorry.
That's okay, you're fine.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I didn't want to distract you because I want to talk to you about some
This I really love. Yeah.
It's not even, I think it's 60 something.
Now the guy's a new show. I think the guys are actually good. But I prefer to deal with this woman because she's very,
Hi guys. Almost forgot to film. I'm almost home from the art gallery show. It's like 11:40. I'm just now getting home. And here's a little kitty on our sidewalk. This is our black kitty cat. I don't know if you can see that. Let me flip my camera around. Hang on. Okay, I'm exhausted, but I had a lot of fun. And that's Madison. That's what myself and another neighbor named the kitty. She's just like a black kitty. There's a couple around here that are feral, and we all feed them and give them treats here and there, try to keep them warm during the winter. We're hoping one day they can be captured and taken to a rescue and rehabilitated into a loving home. Anyway, that is it for me tonight, guys. Have a good one. Bye. Hi, kitty kitty. Hi. How are you, Madison? How are you? Say hi. You having a good night? Yeah? I know, you're a little skittish. Alright, I won't get that close. Have a good stretch. Sleep well, Madison. Good night. Good night, Madison.